My name is Cecilia, but I go by Cece. And right now I am working part-time for Alameda County Behavioral Health Care. When I was born, we lived on 81st Avenue and East 14th. And then we moved to a village in Oakland. And then we stayed with my grandmother for a period of time. And then me and my sister and my mother, we moved to Las Vegas. And I went to school with people from all different nationalities. That's how I learned to get along with everyone. I was around 16, right before I had my first son. I was in high school at Fremont High School, and a lot of my friends were drinking alcohol and smoking weed and cutting class. And that's what I got involved. That's when I got involved with doing the same things that they were doing. Cutting class, and we go jump on the bus, write graffiti all on the back of the bus. And we just thought that was fun. We really thought that was fun for a while. But then I got pregnant with my son 1 year before I graduated high school, and I had to leave all that, and I took him to daycare so that I can go to a different school and then eventually get my high school diploma. But it was not easy when I had that little boy to take care of. I had to stop all that stupid stuff I was doing that I thought was fun. It affected me a lot, my view of myself a lot, because the more I did like alcohol, drink alcohol, beer, and smoke weed, and cut class, then I had the little boy, then I had my sister and my mother who were helping me with the little boy. I was like, uh-oh, my life's going to end now. I have a baby now. And I didn't know but to keep doing what I was doing. And so that's my family. My family and his dad, whenever we saw him, would help with this little boy. And I am so grateful for that to this day. Well, when my sister and my mother, they had told me, if you don't go and get yourself better or well, we are going to keep the baby until you do. My addiction, my usage of alcohol and marijuana got worse. It really did get worse. By my sister and my mother and the dad helping raise this child, I thought I was free again, actually. There were different phases in my life. I used to get really upset and really depressed because my baby is with my family. My sister's raising my baby. But on the other hand, I didn't stop what I was doing for a while until I had another son later. And I said, I'm not about to start this all over again. So I said, let me stop doing what I'm doing and go and get my kids from my family. I did what I have to do for the courts or whoever so that my child could come back home and be with me. And I got a roof over my head. I got somewhat of a job. And I stopped doing what I was doing. And my little boy came home. He was 1.5, the last one I had. And then the 31-year-old now, he was like 13 and 14. And so he started coming over and then eventually home also. So it has not been easy, but I had to do what I had to do for my kids. During my usage time, but I was walking down the street when I turned out to be a victim of a violent crime, and I was walking down the street in the broad daylight. I'm walking one direction, this other guy is walking another direction, and he picks me up and he has my body over his back, and he threw me down on a car stall, and then he took off and ran. I've been messed up ever since. My head, I could not sustain or things that normal people can. My memory is bad. I have this bone disorder, my spine. I thought something was wrong with me. I actually thought something was wrong with me for a long period of time. But then I found out that life is just what it is. I have to deal with it. And that's what I'm doing today. Still learning how to deal with everything and coping with the losses that I've had, but dealing with them today. When I found out there's resources out here to help me in Alameda County, that's when I got better. And I got better because I started doing what my big sister actually asked me to do. This big sister of mine, boy, she's something else. She's like 10 sisters in one. My family life is going well. My kids have turned out to be okay. I didn't know if they were going to pick up some of my bad habits because I had a lot of them. But they didn't. They picked up the good side. Well, what helps me today is reminding myself that I have 18 and a half years clean and sober. And what also reminds me is I have a little boy to go home to that I can look at and remind me of everything that I've been through. And I look at his handsome face and I see, look what turned out of all of that madness. And I just get so grateful. And then I have pictures of my oldest son and his wife and my grand puppies, Carmelita and Princess. And I love going out there visiting them in Los Angeles when I can. Go and seek some help. First, admit that you have a problem. You have to know that for yourself, because anything anybody else tells you after that point is going to go in one ear, or before that point is going to go in one ear and out the other. You don't realize you have a problem yourself, nothing no one can say or do is going to help you. For the first time, you're going to have to admit that you have a problem. Then you can work on it. I hope my story and others that I know, someone can get something from it, pick whatever they choose to out of a story and just run with it.